You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Let's get back to more Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth on Lone Star Community Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. I'm your girl, Jennifer.
And I'm your girl, Merideth. Yes, right before the break, we are sharing about like our top 3 predictions, or the biggest predictions we think people are going to be all over for the big game tomorrow. But we also want to talk about something that occurred last weekend. Now, if you're just tuning in, we share about things going on in our lives, things going on in the community, of course, spotlighting some great organizations. So last week, we were so excited because it's been a planning process, as you know, as a family, everybody gets ready for the birthdays. You want to make it great. Jenn was getting ready for Jensen's, and this year she played it smart, man. She said, I'm not going to keep sweating and stressing over this. I'm going to go someplace and, let them take care of it, and we'll have a good old time. We had a blast, and I say that because it's funny because I'm the grown-up, and it was the kid's birthday party. But I had so much fun, and we ended up going to Incredible Pizza, right?
Yes.
And it was, Jennifer did it right. She got them the, celebration room and got each of the kids their own little play card and chance to play laser tag, like totally did it up right. And it was so much fun. So I want to talk about the experience because there were some highs and lows.
Okay.
There's only a couple lows, and it wasn't anything to do with y'all. But one of the, initially, I was a little apprehensive because I walk in, and there looks to be...
Oh, my God. There were so many people.
There were like a sea of people straight up. And I was like, hold the phone. Like so many that you're like, I'm sorry, are you with this party? Can I get... Like, I had to start, trying to zigzag my way.
Yes.
And with hundreds of people standing there and parents.
Hundreds.
And between kids and parents. And Mama Bear is on, high alert in these places. Every Mama Bear.
When I walked in and saw all those people, I started to say, no, I'm sorry, the party's canceled.
Yeah.
We'll have it another day.
Yeah. Okay, so that...
I don't know if it's because of the rain. Everybody was like, oh, let's go take our kids to the inside place.
That's a good point,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh. It was insane with people.
I mean, crazy. So much. And then it was also, it was warm. So I was like, oh,
Back in the game area, it wasn't too bad up front.
Well, when I first walked in the lobby, it was... Now, you had already been in there set up. We were coming in as guests, Jack and I. So at first I was like, oh, no. Because I had flashbacks to years ago when we had a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party for one of my nieces, and one of the AC units was out, and I couldn't even take my sweater off because I didn't have an undershirt, and I was sweating it up. And Jack was actually an infant, so carrying around the car seat is like, so I just... Flashbacks of hotness, and I was like, oh no, it's about to go down. My saving grace is that luckily my son's 12 and I don't have to watch and stay with him at every point, so I was very thankful for that. Believe me, I thank the Lord multiple times that day. Now, that being said, so at first we were like, oh no, but then you get past the entryway, get into the party, you feel some air, you're like, ooh, okay, maybe it was just the lobby. Right. Maybe it was just right here, right? And then bam, it was wonderful. Walk in, and if I haven't already explained to y'all how fun Jen's family is, let me take a moment. Because they are, of course, like every family, they're all different, but they are all hilarious, and they have their own quirks. So I'm walking around, hugging everybody, and I get to see some that I haven't seen since the back-to-school party.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, all these little babies, and...
There was 2 babies.
I know, but to me, that's a lot. You know how I am. And then I see Amanda, and she's so funny, and we're just laughing. And Amanda's one of our, she's an avid listener, huge fan. She happens to also be Jen's cousin, right? Wait. In-law. See, also, side note is... I group them as family. Do I know each singular role? Not necessarily. We've talked about this. We have to get out the family tree because there's so many of them, right? And so just got to make sure. Now, all of them were not able to attend Saturday, but the ones that were, of course, like I knew your aunt and everything like that. So I was like, oh, okay. Now, I still did need a little bit of reminder because some of the kids, I was like, okay, so this one goes, kind of thing. But it was fantastic. And they were hilarious. So then I sit down next to your dad. and we started talking, and you made a comment about me having to scrape off my cheese,
Yes.
right? And then he's like, why? And I'm like, well, I'm doing the keto. And I found a keto friend.
Yes, you did. You found the keto friend.
So there goes a whole, like, so then I started, like, asking him questions because he's been on, like, 2 weeks. And, of course, I'm a great dieter where I, like, stick to a diet, but I don't know all the rules. So I wait because I don't want to get to, I don't like to be boxed in to too
Right.
many things. So I just
Right.
kind of said vegetables, meat, and dairy. That's what I can have, right?
Right.
So this gave me a chance to ask somebody in real life, like, so what about this? What about this? Da, da, da. And man, we had a good old time. I know, adulting, it was but it was great. I loved it so much. So he was talking me through it, reminding me of things. And we were looking at the salad and one of the carrots. And then, so we went through the buffet, and it was
Y'all went to the buffet together.
it was just so funny. So we come back, and I was like, oh, well, we didn't go together per se, but like he got his plate, and then I went and I found.
Okay, I was like, Mom, it sounds like Mom and Meredith and Dad went on a keto date
No.
to the buffet.
Speaking of your mom, okay, when I started going to the buffet, I started, I was like, I'm going to start at the end. So this is already after I had the keto, like, starting discussion with your
Yes.
dad, okay? So then I was like, okay, well, let's go get some food. So then I start walking, and your mom's in front of me, and I start going, like, towards the start. And she's like, oh, no, that's all sweets. You got to move to this section. I was like, thank you, honey.
Yeah.
I was like, she's watching out for me, but it was so funny. I was like, she really knows what's up. She has been privy to this for
Yes.
2 weeks. So go down the line, and I find that nacho stand with just the meat and everything. So then I go show your dad, and we were just having a fun keto time together because I was like, yeah, got this. He was like, oh, I'm going to try that next. It was so hilarious. So we were looking at the pyramid. It was all kinds of cheese of keto fun together. That was hilarious. And then, of course, all the kids wanted to get their lazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Before then, we did happy birthday and presents. And Jenn, now, of course, Jensen, she'd asked Jensen what he wanted me to, or Jack and I to get him. And Jensen was very matter of fact. He said he wanted some batteries and he wanted some fingerless gloves.
Yes.
So Jack and I were on the hunt for fingerless gloves, and they are not as readily available as you would think, say at Walmart or Target, right? So I was like, okay, well, we're just going to get some gloves and chop off the fingers. And Jack's like, that's too ghetto, Mom. You can't do that. So he kind of shamed me on it. So then fast forward to the moment where Jensen opened presents, da-da-da. So then I come to Jen, and I was like, did he like it? Because I also got him like a Lego thing, because I know he has like 1,000 Legos because I gave him to him 2 years ago.
Yes.
But and then Jen's like, he did, but where are the fingerless gloves? Like, she did it like the closed mouth, like grit teeth. She was like, where are the fingerless gloves? And I was like, well, Jack told me it would be too ghetto. And she's like, no. And I was like, so can I go and cut? And she's like, yes. And so those are coming to you. It's on my list today. I know I was supposed to get it last week, but it was just so funny because I'm like, it's okay? And you're like, yes. And so then I was like, so where do I cut them? And so we were like,
That's so funny. Yeah, he, he's 8. He doesn't care.
it was so fun. I loved it. What?
No,
Are you responding? You responding on social media?
actually, I'm responding to Jensen's text.
Oh, are you? Oh, how cute.
He wants to watch a movie, but he needs to know which input to put it on.
Aww. I love that. Mama Bear, you know how it is. Well, yeah, so fast forward, the laser tag. Everybody's all excited, but trying to remind everyone the kids are all ages. Let's not get all, like the tweens take over and bombard the little ones and stuff. Well, I didn't have anything to worry about. These guys held their own. They come out, pink cheeks, laughing, and I think all of us know at a birthday party, pink cheeks mean good times.
Yes.
I was like, yes. So they all had a great time. And then Jen's like, all right, you got an hour of play. Anything green, you go for it, which was awesome. Everybody had a great time. The only one that lost their card would be my son.
No. I don't think he was the only one.
Oh, okay. Well, and then, of course, we had some other, of friends that were there, and they were just, they were so generous. They gave Jack, a little card to play with, so he had a blast. And then we go into, because by that time the party room was closed, right?
Yes.
So we had to move to one of the public rooms. And I was like, okay, as long as there's not like a really loud movie playing, then we're good, because that's the only time I've seen headaches. So we go in and there's black and white movie on, and I'm like totally such a cheeseball. I'm like, how are they doing? Like the more or less having a good time with it because I'm trying to like figure out this movie, right?
It was the absent-minded professor.
Yeah, because of some of the basketball scene when they're jumping around, I was like, well, how are they getting that cut? Because back in the day, that was very tough for them to, make it appear like special effects.
Yes.
And then I realized they had probably a trampoline and then just shot above the trampoline.
Right.
Yeah, it took me a minute. But as we sit there and we're chit-chatting and everything, I realized we spent, well, no, actually, it wasn't until we left. We spent a good 5.5 hours at Incredible Pizza. It was hilarious. Think about it. Got there at 2. We did not leave till, oh, wait, no, not 5.5.
No.
It was 6, so
Yeah.
4 hours, which is still
Yes.
a lot. Or it could have been 4.5. But
We all stayed long enough for our kids to eat dinner.
yeah, well, I think we did it right.
Okay, see, now this is what, to me, was the great thing is the kids did their laser tag. I said, hey, go play. And, I told Jensen, I said, you have to stay with your sister or Jack or, somebody, Keegan, somebody that's from your party. You stay with them. And all of the adults went, well, with the exception of, God bless, my daughter and my son-in-law, who were really big kids, but they stayed back there with the kids. All the adults, we went and sat, chit-chatted. We'd be like, I think I'm going to go get a little snack. And we'd go get something to eat and a drink. We'd come back.
Oh, Frugal Freddy's.
Yeah,
we did it right.
We sat there for hours just talking, and the kids would pop in and out, just, can I get a drink? Yeah, get a drink. They'd be like, okay, I'm going back.
Oh, it was so funny. So, and then, of
So
course,
it was so fun, yeah.
Before we left, I was like, Jack, make sure you get a plate because this could be dinner, too.
Right. Okay, so what I thought was really funny was, Jensen went home with his sister that night because they were
Yes.
going to Urban Air the next day. So I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm like, I'm the only one sitting here that doesn't have a kid in this establishment anymore.
That was hilarious.
I no longer have a child in this establishment, and I am still sitting in here.
Oh, that just speaks to the friendships because, the other
I'm going to go
parents-
get me some food before I go home. Go get me some dinner.
Hey, you're a wise woman. You do it right. And we all know, you ended up probably shelling out some good money. So, yeah, let's go ahead. We could have stayed and made it a late night, but then, we were kind of done. We had literally been there, at least 4 hours?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and probably you a little bit longer because you got there early. But it was just so fun.
Not too much longer.
But,
But, yeah.
word to the wise, if you're going to do it like we did, where you got the extended and you get 2 meals for the price of 1.
Heck yeah.
All right? Just saying. Something to think about. Something to think
Tell
about.
the kids, just eat to your heart's content. Go play to your heart's content. When you're tired, we'll go home.
Oh, yeah. There is a budget, though. Mama put a budget on it, at least for me. And Jack's like, can I do this? And I was like, no, you're just going to sit here. All right. So we got to take a break because
Yes.
I love being able to put you on the spot. All
Okay.
right. So I'm going to put it on the spot. Got a little game coming up. I
Okay.
want y'all to stay tuned. It's Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
You're listening to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth on Lone Star Community Radio.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.